Hey guys, welcome to Earthit. Hope all of you are safe and sound. So isn't terrace gardening easy and interesting? So today we're going to look at different factors in which we can get all our flowers and fruits in a very healthy condition. And this is a bitter gourd that's growing in a container, an old recycled plastic bag. So this way, we do know that there are a lot of plants that can grow in anywhere and anything and in any provision that we provide. But what are the mistakes we generally do? So the first condition we need to check for is the soil. The soil has to be proper and fertile. This is a melon plant which I recorded it a month ago. We do notice that the soil is so fertile that every branch has a fruit. But definitely not all the fruits are going to work. So let's look at the soil mix first. It has to be 60% of garden soil and 40% of compost so that the soil is nice and loose. The soil should be moist throughout the planting stage. If we notice the tiny little fruit, that was the first fruit that came off this plant. But the plant focuses on the fruit that has a support naturally. So when you're going to snip off, make sure to chop the fruits off whatever doesn't have support. Like if it's going to be leggy like this one, if this doesn't have a support and it's just freestanding and it's on the taller end as well. So make sure to snip off these types of fruits that doesn't have a support or provide an artificial support with a string or anything, any provision that we can provide for the fruit to settle on, for the fruit to set on. So that fruit is going to be saved and the plant will focus its maximum concentration on the health of that fruit. The second thing is fragrance. We'll use basil or tulsi for that. Mint, basil, tulsi, all these plants have a beautiful fragrance that will attract almost a lot of bees and butterflies to your garden. This is an oil can, a reused oil can, 6 inches by 6 inches wide. But if we notice that the plant is so fertile, the soil is so fertile that even in this stage, it has started to give us fruits. So the main important aspect over here is a combination of flowers and fruits. So over here, if we notice these two yellow flowers over here, they are male flowers. They do not have the bump at the base. So they are not going to be fruiting, but they are good for flowering and attracting a lots of bees because of their vibrant color. Basil, tulsi does the magic. That's the second main point for our planting. Always use a combination of herb and flowering along with your vegetable garden to get maximum amount of fruiting and yielding in them. The third important point is supporting system. Supporting system can be done anyway, but we need to focus. See, the plant is going for almost so many feet wide. How do we provide them energy over there? That is another point. This is a capsicum, a dwarf bell pepper. This is growing with almost two other plants of similar age. One is blackberry, which is called as Manatakali Kere. So this is how the leaves look of that particular plant. And the next one is blue butterfly pea, which is purple in color. It's also called as Shankapushpam. So this Shankapushpam has a nice vibrant color. But the mistake that I did was not splitting these three plants away or like not splitting them apart. Even though I had not split them, we do notice that every single flower that comes in this plant is turning out to be a good fruit because these plants are splitting the energy amongst themselves, so they're not being so productive. Hence, the third important point, one plant per pot. So if you find another plant of the same species or different species growing, it's preferable to remove them off and separate them in a separate container. As I mentioned, support is very important. So for these creepers, we do have to provide artificial supports, trellis or any other support. So I have used here cotton string. It's going to be easy for me to discard it in the later stage. So else you'll definitely find them wrapping around the other plants and it's going to be pretty tight and uncomfortable for the other plants to grow. So once you have removed, you can probably repot in a good soil mix. But these two plants for me, they are going to go in my FPJ. So other method is let them flow in the floor itself. The plants which grow in the floor have a high yield for sure and a stronger yield because almost every fruit has a support. So the final point which we have to do is giving energy through the leaves for our fruits. So I'm using 2 tablespoons of diluted FPJ to 2 liters of water. This is a pressure pump and it's easy for us to spray around all our leaves. It's very important for us to spray water in almost all our creeper plants or the plants that's going to hold a lot of fruits, because they need energy through the leaves. It is easier for them to transfer the energy to the fruits from the leaves rather than from the roots, because the distance of all these creepers is going to be long, because they are going to be feet and feet apart from the roots. So this way, when we are going to spray them and give energy through the leaves, they are going to give the energy to the fruits pretty faster. So these are a few quick methods, easy methods which we can follow, and we'll definitely get a real good. So the proportion would be every alternative week we can spray FFJ and FPJ. So 1 week FFJ, the other week it will be FPJ. For fertilizer, we can use 1 teaspoon of dried fruit peel or vegetable peel powder once in every 15 days. So combination of a herb garden, flower garden and a vegetable garden, all the 3 combined will definitely give you maximum yield. Hope this video was useful. Meet you guys in the next video. Until then, namaste.